What is up, YouTube? McMC10 here, and I have some very exciting news today. We all know that Die Rise, the new DLC for Black Ops 2, is currently coming out on January 29th, and that it will be released for, most likely anyway, I'm pretty sure this is how it's going to work, because it's worked the same way for the past few years. The Black Ops 2 DLC will be released to Xbox first, and PS3 will get a second. But anyway, I have some new information here that I'm trying to explain to everybody. So forget what I just said, and listen to this. I currently went and did some research to try to figure out some new information on the map Die Rise, and we all hate the fog. That is, everybody hates it one way or another. It's the most annoying thing ever. Maybe if they took the denizens out, it wouldn't be that bad of an idea, But here's something I read. It says right here, I can't share the whole map with you, but I can say these things. The fog returns with a new buildable headlamp. Which means, I don't know, I'm guessing maybe if you put the headlight on, headlamp, you put it on your head, and you turn it on, just like the turbine, and the turbine lasted it lasted for a certain amount of time. Maybe the headlamp does the same. It only lasts for a certain amount of time, but in that time, it lights up the fog. For one, you can see, and maybe two, this is just an idea, it doesn't let denizens touch you. So, that's an idea because notice every time you run into the fog, denizens attack you, but as soon as you run back into the town or the farm or wherever you're at where there's no fog, the denizens get off your head and they run away. So is it maybe that the denizens have to stay in the fog, and if you have the headlamp on, they can't touch you? I don't know. But that was a great idea. If this is going to be true, this is a great idea, Treyarch. They made a way to implement fog and make it to where people still can't hate it. So if the headlamp thing is true, please leave a like, guys, if you do like that idea. And here's another one. The transportation is a wagon. So what does that mean? The last time our transportation was on transit, a bus. It got from point A to point B. It went from the bus depot to the diner to the farm to the power, and then it went to the town, and then it made a circle, and it came all the way back around, and it just followed itself. That was its whole routine. Now maybe with maybe with this wagon, it travels, and since we're in a as I've heard, a Chinese huge building, the wagon, maybe it goes down a slope, and maybe some tracks can actually take it up a slope. That way, instead of using the elevators on the building, or maybe even the steps, you can just use this wagon, and it'll shoot you right up there. And maybe the wagon only comes at certain times because it's on like a electrical railroad, maybe. I don't know, but that was also another good idea. And these are some really good ideas, guys. And I guess we'll see in about 5 days when the DLC comes out. It is currently January 24th when I'm recording this. But the last idea, and before I repeat it or say the last idea, keep this information to yourself, you guys. Try not to spread it too much, because I don't want to get anybody, maybe if this, like I said, if this information is true, I don't want to get anybody in trouble that maybe works for it, because they're not supposed to release anything. But the last bit of information that I have for you guys is perk machines. Now, in transit, what happened with the perk machines is that the perk machines were always in one spot. You went from point A to point B on the bus, and when you got to that point B or wherever you were trying to go, a certain perk would be there. It was always the same perk, it never moved. Now, on Nuketown, what happened was meteors flew down from the sky, and a perk spawned in. It was a random round, a random perk, and you didn't get to choose whatsoever. You might not get jugged till like round 15, maybe. Maybe that would happen in Nuketown. But in this thing, it's saying the perk machines go down from elevator to elevator. And if you watch the trailer if you watch the Die Rise trailer, you'll notice that at one part when it's showing the buildings, you'll actually see meteors flying down. So I'm pretty sure they're going to implement the Nuketown zombies meteors into the new DLC Die Rise. And when it's saying that they're going to come down from elevators, maybe the perks spawn on an elevator, and like I said, since this is a huge building, there's going to be that wagon that can also move you, but you can also use the elevators, maybe, but what's going to happen is the meteors are going to shoot down, and perk machines are going to spawn on an elevator. Maybe there's going to be like 7, 8 different elevators, because right now we have a total of 6 perks if you include Tombstone, and maybe, because usually with a new DLC, they usually release about 1 or 2 new perks. So maybe we're going to have like 8 elevators for 8 new perks, and then perks are going to spawn at random rounds, where they're going to be random, so you might not get jugged to like round 18, 19, 20, maybe something like that. But it definitely sounds like this information, it does sound like it's kind of true, because it doesn't sound like some BS that it's just random, like perk machines are going to spawn in. I like how they, if this is going to be true, I like how they kind of made it to where it's going to spawn on the elevator, since it's a huge building, and if you want, say, Jug, and Jug's on another elevator, maybe you can take the wagon and run to Jug before it gets crowded or something, if your friend's there, I don't know. But my favorite idea, guys, is this headlamp. If I can go into the fog and there is nothing going to be able to get me because I have a headlamp on my head, and the denizens, maybe they don't like the light, and they don't, and you're able to see in the fog, that would be amazing. So that is the end of this information guide, people. So if you really like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I try to do these videos every Monday and Friday, and I will never leave you guys hanging. So if you guys want to know anything more about this trailer, because I have some leaked info here, give me a message, and peace out.